Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I will be covering wide receivers for the Week 1 Draftkings NFL main slate. Okay, let's dive right into it. We start off with the highest price guy, Odell Beckham Jr. at 8.1K against the Titans. OBJ himself says the hip is still a little bit of an issue. He's learning a new offense and playing with a new quarterback. He's got a lot of upside, but I just can't do it in cash. He certainly has a lot of upside though in a GPP, so I get it if you want to play him. Right below him is Julio Jones at 8K against the Vikings. You know, the knock on Julio is that he doesn't score a lot of touchdowns, but he does more than make up for that with his receptions and yardage. It's a high total game. The Falcons are 4-point underdogs, so they might need to keep passing in the fourth quarter. And I think that Xavier Rhodes is a bit overrated, who's expected to be covering him. So I like him a lot this week. I don't think he's optimal for cash, but I think he's great in tournaments. Mike Evans at 7.9K is another very strong GPP option. He's the number one wide receiver in a game that I think could be a shootout. Vegas has a high total in this game. The 49ers passing defense isn't much to write home about, so you should definitely have some exposure here. Tyreek Hill at 7.6K against the Jaguars draws a tough matchup against Jalen Ramsey, who's going to be shadowing him. Last season when Hill faced the Jags, he put up 4 catches for 61 yards. A repeat of a line similar to that would not surprise me, and that's definitely not enough to pay off his price tag. If you want to pair him and Mahomes together in a couple of lineups, I completely understand why, but maybe only have limited exposure to him. Keenan Allen at 7.3K I think is getting lost in the shuffle this week, but he should not go overlooked. In the 3 games that Allen played without Melvin Gordon last season, he saw an increase in targets and DK points per game. I think you might want to consider having more Allen than the field in GPPs. Amari Cooper at 7K is another tournament option. He really brought a big spark to the Cowboys offense after the trade last year, posted much better numbers in Dallas than he did in Oakland. The Giants' pass defense isn't great, so he is certainly an option. Then priced back-to-back right here, we have Adam Thielen and Diggs priced right next to each other. Diggs has a hamstring issue. I expect him to play, but it's a situation I'd rather avoid entirely if he's not 100%. Now, when I first made my rough draft lineup 6 weeks ago when pricing came out, Thielen was one of the first guys that I plugged in. I still like him, just maybe not as much as I did before. The Vikings are going to run the ball a lot more this year, and his numbers really tapered off after the offensive coordinator changed the last few weeks of last season. And if Diggs really is limited, he'll probably see more double teams. So he's another one of my, not for cash, but fine for tournament picks. And, throughout the video already, I've been saying that line a lot. Use these guys in a GPP, not cash. That's because I think the cash pool for wide receivers this week is pretty small for an optimal build. I think the range of outcomes for a lot of wide receivers from the 5K to mid-6 range are fairly similar. It's the position that I think is going to make or break a lot of teams this week. So instead of wondering, is it okay for you to play Kooks or Kupp in lineups with Goff, or can you play Galladay with Stafford, the answer to just about all of those pairings is yes. Now, you might need to take a stand on a few guys and hope the players that you X out of your player pool don't go off. Or you can play it safe, try to hedge your bets and play 5 to 8% of everybody at this position. But that's up to you if you are mass multi-entering. But let me talk about the cash pool now. I think that Chris Godwin, 6.4K, going up against the 49ers, might be the chalkiest play of the week. With Deshaun Jackson and Adam Humphries off the team, this guy can truly be unleashed. We saw a big improvement in his numbers from year 1 to year 2, and I think we can expect to see that again from year 2 to year 3. He's expected to draw coverage mostly from Kwan Williams, who is not a very good corner. And there's no Jimmy Ward today either in that secondary. Bruce Arians has talked this guy up, said he never wants him to come off of the field, and Vegas has a very high total on this game. With the 49ers probably scheming mostly against Mike Evans, I think Godwin will emerge as Winston's favorite target in this game. He's just checking all of the boxes for me. I think he's an excellent cash game choice. Then the next cash game pick I'm going to talk about is Tyler Boyd at 5.8K going up against the Seattle Seahawks. AJ Green is hurt, so Boyd becomes the number one receiver in this offense. The secondary is the weak point of this Seattle defense, and Vegas thinks that the Bengals are going to need to be passing the ball in the fourth quarter to keep up. I think he sees double-digit targets in this matchup, and I think he'll be productive with those targets. He's gotten a lot of love throughout the industry in the lead-up to today. I think he's going to be popular, and for a good reason. He's another good cash game play. Then you have D.D. Westbrook at 4.8K going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Westbrook has clearly emerged as Nick Foles' favorite target throughout camp and in the preseason. As the unquestioned number one wideout, he should get peppered with all the targets that he can handle. Pro Football Focus has the Chiefs as a bottom 3 secondary heading into the season, and this game is tied for the highest over-under on the slate. He should easily return value here. He's gained a lot of steam over the last few days from industry touts. I expect him to garner significant ownership as well. Then I will talk Curtis Samuel at 4.1K against the Rams. He is another player who has a lot of hype surrounding him, who's ready to break out. He is projected to be one of the highest owned at the position because of his cheap price tag and the potential for this game to shoot out. I am a little bit more pessimistic on his outlook, at least for week 1. The Rams secondary really is not that bad. In fact, Pro Football Focus has them as the number 7 secondary heading into the season. And, he's probably the number 3 target on this offense behind McCaffrey and DJ Moore. And, Greg Olsen is not quite dead yet. Right now, I think he's healthier than he has been the last 2 seasons. It's just not as much of a slam dunk spot as some are making him out to be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll burn me this week, but I would be cautious about going all in on him. And then the last guy here that I will mention, Albert Wilson, 3.9K against the Ravens. This is a contrarian play for GPPs due to the price and the game script. With Kenny Stills traded away, Wilson is in line for a big increase in snaps and targets in this offense. It is not a great matchup by any means. We don't know if he has chemistry with Fitzpatrick. The rest of the supporting cast is bad, and the Ravens D are a very tough opponent. But if we think the Ravens are going to have a big lead in the fourth quarter, I think Wilson could clean up in garbage time. All right, that about wraps up the video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I got it out late, 2 hours before game day. Please be sure to check out the quarterback and running back editions if you have not already. And please be sure to like and subscribe if this was useful for you. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter at clutch_DFS. Ask me any questions on there, and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you again for watching.